So you were there for a year. What happened?
So much. So the year was a lot of just learning what it means to be a missionary disciple, what it means to be in community, what the prayer, like how to develop this prayer life. And so there was different stages, of course. And I think like two of the biggest things, or maybe three, was in December we went to Haiti for a week-long mission trip because Life Team has a mission base there. And then in January, an 8-day silent retreat, which like blew my mind. that changed my prayer life like completely.
8 days of
8 days
silent
silence.
reflection. Wow.
Yes, I love it. And then after that was ministering to our summer missionaries as they were doing summer camp stuff. So, and all through that was just a lot of healing, a lot of learning how to deal with community and like love community. And then while I was like trying to discern my vocation and that, all of that stuff.
So why aren't you still there?
So it's a 1-year commitment.
It's just a year.
Yeah. So the way it works is after the year, like you've been formed as a missionary disciple, and as missionaries, your mission, like Matthew 28:19, go therefore make disciples of all nations. Like you're going out. You got to go.
Okay.
Yeah. Not really kicking out. It used to be a 2-year thing, but they just realized that you don't have to have like the title missionary to be a missionary, and so a large majority of us discerned other things, and then some of them were invited to stay a second year to either be a missionary to lead the new ones, or to fill in like staff roles and staff needs for the camps. But if I could, I really wanted to stay a second year. I'm looking back, like I'm thankful it didn't, because I think it was probably more out of fear that I wanted to stay than it was
fear of the unknown of what was going to happen next.
Fear of the unknown, and again, like we were able to take some of our kids this past summer to Camp Hidden Lake, and so like that, it has a very like this very special place in my heart. But I didn't. It wouldn't have been a good thing for me to stay there, because I think everything else that happened after I left was needed for my own holiness and growth and freedom.
So what did happen after you left? So after you left, after that year, you go back to Fort Worth?
Yeah, so I ended up joining this other domestic ministry, apostolate, called Adore Ministries. And so that was my first trip to Houston. So they're based out of Houston.
Okay.
They needed, so a little different from Life Team, but it was basically working as a youth minister at a parish that can't really afford it. And so I joined right after Life Team. I joined right as Harvey hit Houston. Oh. And so, yeah, it was, so I was in Fort Worth, like fundraising for this new ministry. My dad, again, not a huge fan. My mom, I think at this point, my mom kind of like accepted that this is the course.
Her hands are in the air. Okay, whatever Joel wants.
Yeah, she was like, I guess this is what's going to happen. He's just going to be doing this stuff. And so, so I was assigned to a parish in Galveston, Houston. And then the week I was supposed to move in, Harvey had hit.
What parish was this?
It was St. John Fisher in Richmond, Texas.
Okay.
And so, I was supposed to go there. Harvey hit, and then it was flooded out for like a week.
Yeah, and that whole area, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I couldn't even drive down there. It was like chaos.
Because the Brazos River, right? Was that it? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting a phone call from my director saying, hey, don't drive down because like there's no way you can get here.
You'll have to swim, right?
Yeah, essentially. And so eventually I got down to Houston, and then a lot of what I was doing was the Harvey relief work, and then eventually getting started at the youth ministry at St. John Fisher with another missionary.
Wow. So it kind of changed what the whole plan was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was
Harvey relief in the beginning, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy. And even a lot of, I think that first few months I was doing both, where like the missionaries would be asked to help out at this house, tear down walls, replace stuff. I remember I almost got electrocuted.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not very good with tools. I was not very smart, but and then water. Yeah, it was just not good. But so I kind of flip flop. Eventually, when the ministry started getting picked up, I was doing a lot more of the youth ministry stuff.